I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your man's Uncle Freezie. What's good? Welcome to the next morning drive. Let's go. Get that energy up. Let's go. Let's go. What's good, party people in the place to be? How y'all doing this morning? What's good? I see Chuck Allen is in the building. What's good, Chuck? Yo, we got a hot topic this morning. Hot topic this morning, man. Hot topic this morning. What y'all want to do? What y'all want to do? Y'all want to get into this thing or what? What's good? Sub 209, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Hey, Sub, we looking forward to seeing you tonight, bro. What's good, Chuck? What's good? Man, can't wait to get on this topic, man. Got a lot of opinion about what we're going to talk about this morning. We are going to talk about the top 30 shooting guards in the NBA. Right? The top 30 shooting guards in the NBA. Shooting guards in the NBA top 30. And this list is a list made according to Uncle Freezie. Right? I'm not biased. I'm using criteria. The most important thing to me is scoring from the shooting guard position. Right? Drip Moore in the building. What's good? So we're going to talk about scoring. We're going to talk about health. We're going to talk about clutch. We're going to talk about defensive win shares and all these things that matter. Because you ain't about to just stroll up in here and be like, but you know Bradley Beal the best, Uncle Freezie? Nah, I don't know that. I don't know that. You're gonna have to, I ain't giving the list away, but you're gonna have to make a strong case for some Bradley Beal being number one. You feel me? This is not just a random list. This is not just a look at who scored the most points type deal, and that's how we rank them. No. We are going by clutch performances. We are talking about importance to their team, points, defense, clutch, wins and losses. Because if you're on the team and you take all the shots and you do all the scoring and your team don't win, that makes you a loser. And you're going to get penalized for it. How y'all feeling this morning? What I realized this morning, and I'm going to get to the list, but what I realized this morning is I have a problem. I have a problem, man. I have a problem. When I say I'm going to jump on at 9:15, I jump on like 9:22. When I say I'm going to jump on at 8:45, I jump on at 8:49. If I say 10 o'clock, it's 10:06. If I say 1 o'clock, it's 1:13. Right? And it's not that I don't want to or that I can't be on time. It's that I tinker too much. I tinker too much. You know what I mean? They like don't know when to say when. Like with the thumbnail this morning, right? I should have did it last night, right? Should have did it last night. The idea didn't come to me until this morning, right? But but here's the thing. Uncle Freezie has a problem. I care too much, right? I care too much. I care too much about the presentation and all the things that go with. It's the reason why Studio G is not finished. All I have is a duck, Blorange Tears the Bait League belt, and an Iceman poster, right? Because I feel like everything got to be perfect. You know what I mean? I feel like everything got to be perfect, man. Everything got to be perfect just right. Everything got to be just right, man. I got to get all the right ingredients, man. Everything got to be just right. Almost as if I'm Tom Thibodeau. See how I drew you in just now? See how I drew you in just now with the Tom Thibodeau? I think Tibbs is a tinkerer. Like Uncle Freezie to a certain extent. But Tom Thibodeau has more things at his disposal to tinker with. Jay Boogie is in the building. Jay Boogie is on our Mount Rushmore. You know what I'm saying? Jay Boogie is on our Mount Crushmore. You know what I'm saying? Jay Boogie, the first face on Mount Crushmore. You know what I'm saying? Jay Boogie in the building. Jay Boogie says, "Come on to the chat. Respectfully hit those like buttons and show more love for our Uncle Freezie. I feel better than WBLS every time this man comes on. My number one is Klay Thompson. Bam! Mr. Magic on your airwaves. Chuck Chill Out in the building. Some Eddie Chiba. How about that? Y'all remember Eddie Chiba? What's good? South Brooklyn's in the building. What's good? South Brooklyn, this is for you. Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh yeah. How about that? How about that? Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh yeah. Now take that. T. Williams is in the building. What's good? What's good? Me and Chuck Allen the only ones saying, oh yeah. I guess everybody else don't get it though. What's good? What's good, party people? Party people in the place to be. We're going to talk about the top 30 shooting guards in the NBA. We're going to rank them from 30 to 1. We're going to rank them and go over this together from 30 through the number 1. The number 1 ranked shooting guard in Uncle Freezie's eyes that's currently playing in the NBA right now. Right? Who is number one? I bet y'all thinking like Dylon, and Dylon. Who's your top five? Dylon, and Dylon. Right? Jay Boogie says, "Hey, keep going. You're gonna get on the Double Dutch bus next." Yeah. Live on the DJ request line. Call into 1-800-000-0000 to have your record be heard. Double Dutch bus. What's good? Wacko Knicks Fanatic is in the building. What's good? Drinking a little white soda this morning. Some Sprite. You know what I'm saying? Because I give a pound to my man with my left hand because I drink the Sprite with my right hand. And I push the button when I don't want to hear nothing and let it go when I want to hear something. This is how we go when we in the studio. Freestyle with Sprite. Yo, how the rest go? Y'all remember that? Anybody remember that? Andrew College is in the building. What's good? Infamous New King is in the building. Come in here and sit down, man. Infamous New King is in the building. Come in here and have a seat. Let's go. Let's go. Get that energy up. Let's go. Let me get myself ready, man. I got something. The slides ain't fancy. Man, but you know what I mean? They ain't fancy, but you know, they serve the purpose. And I'm ready to get to it. Y'all ready to get to it? Kendall Rivera is in the building. Chef NYK is in the building. And in a weird twist of something crazy, me and Miss Mocha had a conversation about Chef NYK. And I know Chef, who, me? Yeah, I know. I know. It was weird to me too. It was weird to her. It just came up something random, but whatever. It just show you how much I be thinking about the chat and the Blorange Tears family and all that stuff, man. Always on the dome. You know what I mean? So let's get this list started. Of course, you know what I'm going to do. I am going to share the screen. Oh, he's sharing the screen, everybody. Oh, man. Uncle Freezie, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm going to share the screen. All right. So y'all basically see 30 through 28, and y'all can see the others too. Just pretend like you don't and just stay with me. Will Salkin is in the building. What's good? Will Salkin's in the building. All right. So let the debate begin, right? Rating the shooting guards, the current shooting guards in the NBA, 30 through 1. And at 30, which should be a surprise, but no surprise, Alec Burks. Would Alec Burks at 30, I'll ask myself, would Alec Burks be a starting shooting guard in the NBA? And of course, I told myself, no. Alec Burks is not a starting shooting guard in the NBA right now. Would he be able to handle the load of a shooting guard? Can he get you 20 points a game and play rock solid defense in the NBA right now? No. Right? I don't think his body could hold up. Soul finger! Or like we say down here in the dirty, soul finger. Soul Fingers in the building. I've been meaning to do this too, man, earlier. And I should. And I should. And don't find this as a thing of disrespect, y'all. Just forget. Yo, Minus, what's good? Andrew College's in the building. Wacko Knicks fanatic Kendall Rivera, Chef NYK is here. What's good? What's good? Soulfinger, we doing a list of the top 30 shooting guards in the NBA from 30 through number 1. The question is, who is number 1? Right? But we'll get there. What we need to figure out is, should number 30 have made this list? Right? Y'all see 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Right? Do you agree or disagree that these guys should be on this list somewhere? Right? Should these guys be on the list? White Falcon is in the building. And White Falcon, you are gonna be surprised at the top 5, White Falcon. White Falcon, you're going to be surprised at the top 5. Right? Y'all come in here and smash that like button. If you see a like button, beat it up. If you see a like button, beat it up. So here we are. Alec Burks comes in at number 30. Right? Right? Yo, that's dope. That's dope. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we can come see. Maybe we can, you know what I'm saying, swing by. You know what I'm saying? It'll be dope. So rating the shooting guards, we have Alec Burks at 30, Kevin Huerter at 29, Terrence Ross of the Orlando Magic at 28, Duncan Robinson of the Miami Heat, at 27, and Seth Curry at 26. The ball don't lie. What's good? What's good? What's good? A knock on the doors in the building. What's good? What's good, party people? So when I initially did the list, what I thought about is this. Is Alec Burks better overall, all around better than Duncan Robinson? What do y'all say to that? What do y'all say to that? Do you think Duncan Robinson should be ranked higher than this grouping that he is in? Right? Is Duncan Robinson better than Seth Curry? To me, that's a good question, because out of this grouping, on any given night, Terrence Ross can be the best offensive and defensive player. Right? Terrence Ross, out of all these guys, is the one guy out of this group that can go off for 30 or 35. Right? Terrence Ross is the one that can go for 30. Out of this group now, he is the one that can either go for 35 or go for 4. Out of this group. Pudge Nice. What's good? So White Falcon says Duncan Robinson is better. Now, what I will say is this. Duncan Robinson is probably the most consistent offensive threat out of this group, because on some nights he'll get you 14, and on other nights he'll get you 14. You know what I'm saying? Like you need on some nights you be like, hey, Duncan Robinson, D-Rob, listen, we need for you to get 15 for us tonight. And he like, I got you. And then other nights you be like, hey, D-Rob, man, we need for you to get 30. And he gonna be like, I got your 15 right here. you know what I'm saying? And Seth Curry, even though he's ranked higher than these guys, man, his 3-point percentage career is you don't get much better than this kid here. You don't get much better than Seth Curry. You don't get much better than Seth Curry. Now, what else can Seth Curry do? Can Seth Curry facilitate? No. Can he defend? No. Is he going to create havoc when he doesn't have the ball in his hand? No. Can he shoot? Yes. Yes. Right? So, Uncle Freezie's list, rating the shooting guards from 30 through 1. 30, Alec Burks. 29, Kevin Huerter, who's a very underrated defender and playmaker, and he plays in his system. And if you noticed, while he's in Atlanta, Atlanta started winning. It's something to be said about contributing to winning. There's something to be said about that. And to be honest with you, it's the reason why Duncan Robinson made this list. All right, so let's move on to the next grouping. So here's the next grouping, right? 25 through 21. 25 through 21. Yo, CT, what's good? The streets are buzzing. CT be busy, boy. Hey, CT, we see you, bro. Keep up the good work, man. Hey, CT, keep up the good work, man. We see you out here. We see you out here grinding, man. Keep up the good work. Savage NYC, what's good? All right, so let's get to our top 25. So at 25, I have Gary Trent Jr. At 24, we have Josh Richardson. At 23, we have Shake Milton. At 22, we have Victor Oladipo. And at 21, we have Devontae Graham. Now, when healthy, Victor Oladipo is not a ranked 22 shooting guard. Victor Oladipo, in my opinion, is definitely top 12 shooting guard in the NBA. Right? I say top 12 just to cover myself because the kid can play when he's healthy. When he's healthy. But he hadn't been healthy for the last 2 years. Right? He's always seemed to have a major injury. No small stuff with Victor Oladipo. No small stuff. There's always something major. Right? I have Devontae Graham leading this bunch because Devontae Graham does have facilitation in his bag. Even though he's little, he facilitates. I mean, what was I going with that? Even though he's little. But what I'm getting at is Devontae Graham can facilitate. Right? And Josh Richardson would be higher on this list if he could shoot. right? And Shake Milton came from out of nowhere and did his thing. Shake Milton came from out of nowhere, did his thing. Jumped on the scene in Philly. Jumped on the scene in Philly and couldn't be denied. They have to play that kid. Chuck Allen, what's good?
Salute, Unc.
Hey man, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I can't complain.
Good. Hey, we shouted you out on the homepage. Did you see that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, man. So, what do you think about the list so far?
At first, I was looking at it like, I don't know, especially with the grouping that had Duncan Robinson in, and then I thought about, okay, well, maybe this is statistic based, because a lot of these guys do very different things for their team,
Right.
And as of late, some of these people I think would probably be a little down on the list. If you ask me, I thought maybe so far like Victor Oladipo and Devontae Graham should have been in the first grouping.
Okay.
And Seth Curry, Duncan Robinson, and maybe Alec Burks, because of what they do for their team. The rest of these guys, like, I don't. Shake Milton.
Yes, Shake Milton, bro. I think Shake Milton averaged 13 points a game, and where's his assists? His assists were Shake Milton at. Where is Shake Milton at? I had his stuff pulled up, and so Shake averaged let's see. Shake averaged 13, 3, and 2. And his PER was higher than Shake Milton's. To be honest, Shake Milton's PER probably should have had him in the top 20. But I have him at 23.
Okay.
And see, it's odd. It's odd because of the Ben Simmons conundrum. When you have Shake Milton, Ben Simmons, and Seth Curry on the court at the same time, you have the flat-out shooter, the flat-out scorer, and the flat-out defender facilitator on the floor at the same time. So I think it takes away from what Shake Milton does as a contributor to their offense. You know what I mean? Because you have Joel Embiid, who is the big fish, and then you have Ben Simmons, who can get what he want anytime he want, except the three, right?
Right.
You can't. Ben Simmons can go by any guard in the NBA. Period. I don't care if they're 6 foot or 6'6". Ben Simmons at 6'10" can blow right past them with lightning quickness. Right. He's just a freak of nature athlete. But he's over. But when you add Seth Curry shooting, a knockdown 3-point shooter, Shake Milton's contributions is a lot overlooked a lot because of names like Tyrese Maxey, Matisse Thybulle, and other guys that they have in the backcourt that get a lot of minutes. But to get 13 points a game consistently from a playoff contender, that's not bad, bro. On decent efficiency, that's not bad.
No, I don't think the numbers. I don't think the numbers are bad. They're actually solid. But then again, see, when you put his numbers in context, if it was anyone else, I'm like, well, 13 points, isn't that a bench guy? Aren't those like bench numbers? Right. So, you know what? I'm interested to see 20 on down. see what that group looks like before I say anything else.
That's why the list at 30 is intriguing. Because I started to do a top 5 list, and I was like, oh, if you do top 5, it's not gonna have the same as a top 10. And then I was like, okay, if I do a top 10 and I don't say RJ Barrett's name, people gonna be outside of my house with torches and pitchforks, right? You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be outside my house early in the morning with torches and pitchforks, right?
Yep.
And so the top 30, every team is 30 teams, do a top 30, everybody get a shot to be there, and blah, blah, blah. That way you get to talk about the NBA, you know what I'm saying, for a change, instead of talking exclusively Knicks.
Okay.
Right. And plus, party people, do what CT says. The streets are buzzing. Make sure you pay attention to what he says. He says, smash that like button. Smash that like button, man. Sports family. Sherwin M is in the building. Forbes List Phil is in the building. What's good? Hey, Sherwin M. Hey, and you know what? I think I agree with you. I wouldn't say top 5, right? But what I will say is definitely top 10, top 11, top 12. Because once you see the top 10 on this list, you can be like, oh yeah, I forgot about him. So yeah, so how about this? How about we move on to 20 through 16? So we'll do 20 through 16, and this is where things get funky. All right, so 20 through 16 has another familiar name. So at number 20, I have Buddy Hield. And if the league was all offense, Buddy Hield would probably be higher on this list, because statistically, he is one of the greatest shooters to ever play in the NBA. Statistically. But you don't play basketball on one side of the court.
Right.
Statistically, his defense is atrocious. Statistically, right? Statistically, his defense is atrocious.
And the eyeball test is atrocious.
And yes, right? And so at 19, I have Evan Fournier. I think I could have slid Evan Fournier back some, because historically his statistics don't impact heavy winning, right? And what I mean by heavy winning is his mediocre stats contribute to mediocre W's, but they don't. There's no impactful wins. There's no Evan Fournier 60-point game to knock off the number two seed in the Eastern Conference, right? He basically is Orlando Magic, Denver Nuggets, type guy. Was Evan Fournier drafted by Philly?
I'm not for certain off the top of my head.
I think, or was that Iguodala? Let me see. Evan Fournier, Philly. Let me see. I think he was originally in Denver, and then let me see. Yeah. Denver. It should be Denver first. Yeah, Denver, and then traded to Orlando. Yeah. But the Evan Fournier thing is, I'm not going to call him a stat pattern. I'm going to call him low impact when it comes to winning.
That's a fair assessment. I would have put him in the same grouping with Terrence Ross.
Okay. So they're interchangeable, basically.
Yes.
Right. And even though Evan Fournier's scoring numbers and assist numbers are higher, you don't recall ever. You don't recall a week or two of ESPN going gaga over Evan Fournier. He is totally low impact. You know, and that sounds disrespectful, and I don't mean it to be that way. But what I do say is Fournier, while he does put up decent numbers and is a decent NBA veteran, I can't. I think 19 is generous for Evan Fournier.
I do too. I do too.
Yeah. So Lou Williams, I wanted to move Lou. I don't like Lou Williams' play style at all, but you have to respect the fact that when he enters a game, he's a danger to your defense. You know what he's gonna do, right?
Right.
You know what he's gonna do, and you can't stop it. You know Lou Williams didn't come in the game for defense.
Nope.
You know he didn't come in the game to rack up a bunch of rebounds, a bunch of steals. You know what I'm saying? Lou Williams is coming into the game to flat out get 6 points in the next 2 minutes and then go sit down. And then he'll be right back up in a little while to get 6 points in a 2-minute stretch and sit down. And then at the end of the game, you're gonna be like, man, how did Lou Williams score 19 points? I don't even remember seeing him that much. Woodshed 1914 is in the building. What's good, Wood? What's good? Woodshed came in. He didn't even say good morning or nothing. Woodshed just came in. Y'all bugging. He said good morning to nothing. Wood, if you'll go get you some coffee. That's our guy, Woodshed 1914, man, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? My man from Knicks Versus. What's good, Wood? So at 17, I have Eric Gordon. I felt like this was too high also, but my only deal is I couldn't see putting the guys behind him over Eric Gordon. He is the consistent veteran. It's tough, right?
I think here's what I would do. Evan Fournier goes into that group room with Terrence Ross, and you move Duncan Robinson up there. The only reason is because if you put him in this group, he fits right with Buddy Hield as a guy getting the bag for his contributions.
Right.
The rest of them, we know what Lou is. We know exactly what Lou is, and I'm going to be honest. I think Lou is where he needs to be for what he does. Right. And you're right. And you're right. He can come in and give you 30 without even sweating.
Right.
So Eric Gordon is the consummate pro. Right. He's lost a little bit athletically because of injuries and things like that. Right. But when he's good, he's something tough to deal with.
Yeah, when he's right.
When he's right, yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I couldn't see sliding him down the board. Now the player in front of him, Malik Beasley. Hey man, when I think Malik Beasley, I think defense first. Mm-hmm. Right? Though his scoring has come a very long way. Right?
Right.
When he left I think it was Denver. He left Denver and went to Minnesota. His scoring just went through the roof. You know what I mean?
Right.
His scoring just skyrocketed. He was defense, all defense, whatever it is, however you want to call it. Then his offense came along. I think he should be higher on this list. The only thing is the beginning of last season, I think he got a bad rap for that stupid gun charge, the incident he had.
Right.
And people kind of forgot about who he was as a player. And then plus they also drafted Anthony Edwards, a guy that basically plays the same position.
And kind of similarly. Athletically.
Right.
Right. his offense definitely should have. Well, no, I can't say it should have, but it's understandable why it went. Why it skyrocketed. It's playing for the Timberwolves. Who do they really rely on to put the ball in the hole outside of Cat?
Right.
D'Lo hadn't played for a full season yet.
Right.
And then everybody else is super young.
Right.
So I'm cool. I'm cool with this list, with this grouping, except for the Evan Fournier and Knicks fans. I know how y'all feel. Like our guys should be in the top. All of our guys should be in the top 10.
Every slide's gonna have a Nick on it, right?
Right. But I think he should have been in a different grouping. But I'm not going to complain so far. It's getting interesting now because now I want to definitely see who's going to be in this top 10.
Who is going to be in this top 10? But how about we do 15 through 11?
Okay.
This is going to be interesting because Knicks fans are like, the disrespect for our guys. So 15 through 11 goes Terry Rozier at 15, Karis LeVert at 14, Kevin Porter Jr. at 13, Bogdanovich, and I spelled his name. I misspelled his name, Bogdanovich. I'll fix it. There we go. Let me throw a G in there. Bogdanovich. And at 11, I have RJ Barrett. So what do y'all say to that, Knicks fans? RJ Barrett is not a top 10 shooting guard.
Well, he isn't that just yet.
Right.
But we seeing him shooting off the dribble, baby. So you can go ahead and move him up pretty soon, because that was one of those things that we were like, well, I mean, he's hitting the spot up three from the corner. You can't really say that he's a better shooter than Booker. He don't shoot off the dribble. Well, he does now.
Right.
So
right.
I think this is fair for RJ. RJ gets snubbed a lot, and I think that's ridiculous from a guy to go from 14 points a game his rookie season to 18 points a game his sophomore season. Like, come on, y'all. 11 is good. I'm not mad at that. You can say Bogdan is a better shooter.
Yeah.
RJ's a better overall player.
So I'll tell you what. So I had RJ at about 17, I think. I had RJ as about the 17th ranked shooting guard. Right, just off of offense. Bro, these shooting guards can score, bro. These shooting guards can score. Now, don't get it twisted. Right? Don't get it twisted. But the reason why I almost moved RJ Barrett up into the top 10 is, hey, y'all, and listen, Knicks fans, get up off the floor. I said top 5 by accident. Knicks fans like, oh my God, he's a homer. Now, hey, calm down. I said top 5. It was a slip. The reason why I have RJ Barrett and I moved him up from 17 is because RJ Barrett was ranked 6th amongst guards in defensive win shares. Okay, and if you go by a certain sample size, if you go by, say, 50 games played, RJ Barrett would be 3rd in defensive win shares for a guard, right? That's better than Reggie Bullock. It's better than DeAndre Hunter. It's better than a lot of people. And what happened is people say, oh my God, what are we going to do for defense now that Reggie Bullock is gone? Man, listen, Reggie Bullock was a willing defender. but he was not a better defender than RJ Barrett. And the numbers and data bear that out. You know what I'm saying? And then two, I don't feel like offensively, RJ Barrett is the player that Karis LeVert is. Right? I could have easily bumped RJ Barrett back, behind Karis LeVert. You know what I mean? And White Falcon says Kevin Porter should even be on the list. I totally disagree. I think Kevin Porter Jr. is a baller.
I agree, because he was traded from Cleveland, right?
Yep.
That is, I think, yeah, that was a kid that I was like, oh, the Knicks should take a fly on him. He's young, he's athletic, he looks like he has the goods. It's just that
His
situation isn't good for him.
Yeah, his head wasn't right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But then again, when it comes to guys like that are head cases or can't really adjust to a small market, I don't like bringing them to the city. There's too much. There's too much distraction. There's too much stuff to get into, and I think that just exasperates the problem. But when we talk about Karis LeVert, the only thing I don't want to sound like a homer, but the only thing that I can say, maybe his defense is a tick better. Haven't seen him in a while because he was hurt. But I definitely remember him being more athletic.
Yep.
And
to your point about Karis LeVert, right? He's the dude that got his leg snapped in half, remember? At Barclays Center. Missed a whole bunch of time. His ankle snapped in half. He's the dude that had the cancer scare, remember?
That's right.
This is the dude with the cancer scare. Come to find out it was something that was treatable. And then on top of that, he had another major injury this season. Right?
Right.
And so now you like, do I put him ahead of RJ Barrett if the dude's never on the floor? And that's why I have Kevin Porter Jr. ahead of him, because Kevin Porter Jr. is a small forward and but wants to be a point guard. Right? He wants to be the athletic freak guy. He wants to be a shrunken down version of LeBron James or Ben Simmons. And he can do it. So, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
I was just gonna. I know some people in the chat. I'm trying to look, read the chat a little bit. Some people are complaining about the order in which you put guys. They don't think RJ should be 11. Terry Rozier.
Knicks fans don't think RJ Barrett should be 11.
No. No, especially. Shout out to my guy White Falcon. Nah, I think he has RJ at 13.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily mad at that. I'm not a fan of Terry Rozier, so I can't, I don't think I'm gonna be unbiased in my assessment of him. I personally don't like his game at all, because I was under the impression for since his Boston days that he was a point guard. I know that they have him in Charlotte playing a lot of off ball. I would put the ball. No, I was about to lie. I was about to say I'll put the ball in RJ's hands before I put it in his hands, with the game on the line.
Right.
What is Terry Rozier's stat line?
So he averaged 20 points a game on 16 shots a game. Shot 45% from the, and it's a shame. I know this off the top of my head, bro. It's a shame. It's a shame that I know these things off the top of my head, bro. But yeah, 20 points a game, 45% shooting, 16 shots. I think he shot like 38, almost 39% from three, and his free throw percentage I don't know, but I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Terry Rozier free throw percentage 81.7. Now, I'm here to tell you, bro. I think if RJ was the number one scoring option on his team, the RJ's numbers wouldn't even be close. This wouldn't even be a conversation.
No, I agree. RJ doesn't get that. RJ's not even the second option. Like, he wasn't even the second option.
Right.
None of his seasons, from his rookie season or last year, was he the second option, but he still managed to go from 14 to 18 points per game. I'm not mad. I'm not mad only because I think at the end of the day, he's going to be a better overall player than these guys. And I think for what he does for the Knicks, this is the right grouping. Maybe
Right.
you could slide him back a spot or two if you wanted to. But I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this grouping at all.
Okay. So how do you feel about Kevin Porter Jr.?
I would take him.
Okay. All right. So Bogdanovich is probably a little high in my opinion. The only thing though is his offense is so fluid, man. He is. Oh, excuse me. His offense is so fluid that you could probably put Bogey with any team, and he'll fit right in seamless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would say, even with the Knicks, if you swapped him with Evan Fournier, I think it's an upgrade.
If you swap Kevin Porter Jr. for Evan Fournier?
No, Bogey.
Oh, Bogey. Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Bogey is not a good defender, but his offense is such that you can't start Herter over him because of what he does, the chemistry with Trae Young.
Right.
All right.
One thing that I want to say about defense, because I know as Knicks fans, that's something that we've been harping on with the departure of a few people, namely, Frank, the
Right.
the trade stopper, the trade stopper.
Bro, we can't do nothing on this channel without Frank Ntilikina coming up, bro.
Because man, we took him at 8. We took him at 8. And Reggie Bullock. Reggie Bullock wasn't a lockdown defender. People like to say that, but I was like, Reggie was getting blown by a lot.
He was willing. He was a willing defender.
Right. A lot of the teams that has won in the past 10 years, none of them were great defensive teams.
Nah.
There are only 2 teams of recent memories. I'm not talking the Detroit Pistons, the older Celtics teams. I'm not talking about those teams.
Right.
The 2004 Detroit Pistons was the best defensive team that I've seen. May not be the best in the league, but they was holding everybody to under 70 points.
Yeah.
Then the Boston Celtics. They were a great team defense, They were great at team defense.
But their individual parts were not good.
No, but collectively, they fit very well.
Right, because they had defenders coming off the bench. If you remember, Tony Allen and James Posey, they used to come off the bench for the Celtics. James Posey, Tony Allen, Gerald Green, Orion Green, all those guys came off the bench for the Celtics. Remember when the Celtics used to have all these picks in every first round?
Yes.
And they every year they would draft like 2 or 3 guys, and they would take Al Jefferson, Orion Green, Gerald Green, Kendrick Perkins, Tony Allen, James Posey, all these guys, you know what I'm saying? And you can't play all those guys, man.
No.
You just can't. So
I know that winning teams, because I see someone put, defense wins championships. Key stops at the right moment wins championships.
Right.
Like, that's all you have to do. Play great team defense, and then make key stops in crucial moments. Because having a great defense, but you can't put the ball in the hole, and that's what kept us in games. Because we played great defense, great team defense.
Yeah.
Kept the game close.
And was physical.
Right. When you're physical from the onset, when it comes fourth quarter and you're tired and your legs are a little shaky and you've been beat up all game, you don't want to take that contact. You anticipate the contact, so your shot is short.
Right.
The layup just hits the front of the rim, or you trying to get it up there so bad before you get the contact, clank off the back of the rim. That's where that physical play comes in, where it wears you down, almost like the rope-a-dope.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're tired now. Now we can settle in and do what we need to do to come out with this victory.
Yeah.
I don't think our defense is going to be as bad as what people saying, because it's not. We did not have a guy that you say, hey, shut him down. Shut this guy down. He's giving us problems. We didn't have that guy. And Reggie Bullock was not that guy. He's the guy that travels on a fast break.
Reggie Bullock caught a fast break pass like Randy Moss and took it to the house like Randy Moss.
Yes.
Oh my God. Come on, Reggie Bullock. I will never forget that as long as I live, bro.
Me either.
And you do it twice in the same series?
When it happened, I have this stand that that you mount the TV to, but I didn't put it on there. I have it on my little shelf. And when it happened, I kicked the crap out of what are you doing? Broke my TV. Broke my TV. Reggie Bullock, I was like, he gotta go. I don't care. I don't care who they bring in, but he gotta go. Nah. His defense wasn't that great that you could say, all right, man, well, that was maybe we're in the in the Matrix, and this is that the glitch that it happened twice.
Right.
But yeah, I think you did good with 15 through 11. 15 through 11, I like that.
All right, so let's get to 10 through 6. So the controversy can begin. All right, so I already know what's going to happen here. People are going to lose their minds.
Hold on, Sherman. You said the eye test showed you that Bullock was a great defender. All right.
Reggie Bullock was a willing defender. Advanced analytics say, and field goal percentage against say something different. So 10 through 6 reads as follows. 10, Fred VanVleet. 9, CJ McCollum. 8, Bradley Beal. 7, Zach LaVine. 6, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now, there are 3 people on this slide that people will say should be in the top 5. I can point them out to you, or you can make the determination yourself. But at the same time, if you take into account a NBA player's total NBA game, you know, is he bringing girlfriends home to see mom? You know, is he going to deliver on dinner like he said he was? You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of stuff. But so here's the thing though. Bradley Beal at 8, I know is a shock. Zach LaVine at 7, I know is a shock. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander probably is a shock to some that feel like he's a top 5 shooting guard. So what do you think?
Top 5. Don't get me wrong. I like this kid. Wish he was on the team. Wish there was a way that we could have gotten him. Top 5. I know he does a lot for OKC, and granted, he's the only guy there until some of their younger pieces start to develop. Maybe this year he can really prove that. What was his stats last year? Was he 20 points per game?
Yeah, 24 something. Let me see if I can find it. I don't remember his. So he was 23 points on 18 or on 16 shots. He shot 50% from the floor. He shot 40% from. This dude is 50, 40, 80, bro.
Oh.
50, 40, 80.
Wow.
Wow.
You got him in the right spot, because I'm starting to now think of who was in the top 5, and I don't know if I move any of those guys. I think at 6 is perfect, because that stat line is what you dream of for your lead guard. I think so.
Right. Exactly. So I think I value Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now his team is trash, right? But so was Bradley Beal.
Right.
You know, so but bro, 50, 40, 80 for a 2 guard, 50% from the field, 40% from 3. That's better than Bradley Beal. He just don't take as many shots.
Right. That's an incredible stat line for a young guy, for sure.
Yep.
So him sitting on the outside of the top 5 at 6, I think that's apropos. Like, Zach, love his athleticism. He's become a better overall basketball player.
Yep.
Than when he first started, because it was more athleticism.
Yep.
And I think that
his shot looks wet. His shooting form, Zach LaVine probably has the best. Him and Steph Curry have the best looking shot form, bro.
Yes.
I mean, every time Zach LaVine rises up off the floor to take a shot, it just feels like you're watching a shooting video. You know what I mean? My guy is lit, and his facilitating is off the charts too for a jumbo guard.
Yes. The only thing that the only name I have any issue in this grouping is Fred VanVleet.
Right.
think he should have been in the last group.
Wow! Wait a minute. No. So you
Because
say Fred VanVleet is R.J. Barrett is better than Fred VanVleet? That's what you're saying?
I'm saying at the shooting guard position.
Yes. That's where he played, bro.
I would take RJ over Fred VanVleet every day.
So if you're starting the team right now and those two were the options,
I'm going RJ Barrett. Like that's not even close. Like I'm not debating that at all.
wow.
How
Wow.
Fred VanVleet, because you're saying if you're starting a team, Fred VanVleet is 28.
Man, I don't know, 30?
All right.
28, something like that. I'm just gonna see if I can find them. Where is he? I'm looking for his numbers right now. I'm sorry. 19.6 points a game. He took almost 17 shots. Oh, wow. Fred VanVleet shot 39% from the floor. 39% from the floor. He took 9.2 threes a game and shot 36%. Wow. Okay. So you may be right on that. You might be right on that, man. So you might be right on the Fred VanVleet thing.
Give me 1 second. 1 second.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Fred VanVleet is ranked too high. Hey, T. Williams, when I did the research, Norman Powell and Anthony Edwards were listed as small forwards. I had Powell on the list, and then the more I kept looking at certain sites, everything had him listed as a small forward. And so when I looked at the last site, it said small forward. So I was like, And then you can't have Malik Beasley as the shooting guard and then Anthony Edwards as a shooting guard. I mean, yeah, so I think they have him listed as small forward. Sherwin M says SGA over Bradley Beal. Yes, SGA over Bradley Beal. And so listen, there was a number I want you to look at. I'm gonna blow it up some. Let me see. Where is it?
Yeah, I would take, like I see some people are saying wow to the SGA over Bradley Beal. Yeah, he's a more efficient scorer.
I'm looking for SGA's number of shots a game. I can't. Where's SGA at? Why has he disappeared? Bradley Beal took 23 shots per game, man. 23. Come on. SGA took 16 shots a game. Bradley Beal took 23. Right? SGA led all shooting guards in field goal percentage at 50.8. Right above Zach LaVine. The person that we should have a beef with that's not on this list is Joe Ingles. That's the only person. And when sites have him listed as a guard, but when I watch him play, he looks like a forward to me. So I mean, Bradley Beal took 7 more shots a game. That's all I'm gonna say. Does that mean you're a better player because you take more shots? Yeah, Drip. Well, I think Fred VanVleet, he was signed as a undrafted free agent, and then he went to the G League, got better, and then blah blah blah. So Chuck, what do you think about Zach LaVine being over Bradley Beal on this list?
Okay. Let me watch what I say. Let me not get too crazy. I like both of these guys, right?
Right.
But Bradley Beal has played with all-star type talent
Right.
all of his career.
Right.
Zach had a quick stint with Cat, and that was the immature Cat.
And he was the point guard, remember?
Right. They were playing him out of position.
Yep.
When you ask me how do I feel, I look at it from if I was starting a team today with the players at their current status, which one of these guys am I taking? I'm taking Zach LaVine over Bradley Beal, because I think at the end of the day, Zach LaVine will be hailed as the better basketball player than Bradley Beal.
Okay. Keyshawn, what's good? Hey, so out of this entire group, I feel the most comfortable taking SGA because he's a certified bucket getter.
Yes.
Right? Certified bucket getter. Right? This dude could be 50, 40, 90 if he wants to. Because he already did the hard parts. So it depends on what your pleasure is, in my opinion.
I think when a lot of us, well, a lot of people in the chat are looking at these names, they think about the big games that some of these people have had.
Right.
Kind of caught up in the moment. Well, this person can, they dropped 30 on us. They went back-to-back nights dropping 35, and it's like, well, if you look at their team, if they didn't drop 35, or even the fact that they did drop 35, they didn't get the win.
Right. See, that's the most important thing. That's the most important thing. Because if you remember the scoring title chase, Steph Curry was scoring 35 and Golden State was winning. Bradley Beal was scoring 36 and his team was losing. You feel me? Like, and so that's the part of the reason why, I said wins and losses and clutch performances impact where we rank these guys. Because just taking all the shots on your team don't make you the best player.
New York should know that. You remember when we got Jamal Crawford?
Yep.
Jamal Crawford was taking all them shots in Chicago.
Right.
Didn't work the same way for us.
Right. Hey Chuck, I'm gonna use the restroom right quick, man. I'll be right back.
No problem. So the only person, like I said, that I would remove from this grouping is Fred VanVleet. I think that Fred, this is too high for Fred, in my opinion. I would have to look back at the previous grouping to see which one of these players I would swap him out for. Again, if I was starting a team today, I would absolutely have to go with SGA. No doubt about it. I think he's the best overall or complete player that's on the board right now. What position are we listing Jordan Clarkson at. I would say shooting guard because I think that's what he plays mostly. I agree to a certain extent, Sherwin M, that Beal and Levine playing style is not conducive to winning. I agree with that to a certain extent. But I also want to give them the benefit of the doubt and say, well, maybe if you put the right complementary pieces around them, you could see something a little different. But I would have to say, as right now, I agree with you somewhat. SGA's health is huge on not taking him. So yeah, I know that he sat out the end of last year. Yeah, Jay Boogie. Well, he was playing off guard the last 2 years since CP3 was there.
Yeah.
So they had him playing off guard, and he was very productive in that spot. So I guess they've kept him there. If they were somehow able to finesse Detroit out of the first pick, SGA would be playing shooting guard.
Yeah.
Next to
Cade,
right.
if they got it. Yeah.
So just think about that. The guy that can be the starting point guard or the starting shooting guard. And in a pinch, you could play him at small forward.
Zach LaVine.
No, Zach LaVine was terrible at point guard.
Zach LaVine had a terrible team when he was at point guard. Because think about this: who played shooting guard when Zach LaVine was at point? Who was the small forward? Andrew Wiggins, right?
Right, Andrew Wiggins. That's true. Yeah. But see, sometimes you can put a guy in a position and he's just not right for that position. People don't remember Dwayne Wade played point guard his first year. And then they came to the conclusion, wait a minute, no, we need to move this guy to shooting guard. And then that's when we saw a whole different basketball player. And there was a maybe like a year or two span where Dwayne Wade was looking like the best player in basketball.
Right.
And they moved him out of that position. Like sometimes they do that. They were playing Kobe Bryant at point guard.
Yeah. And John Stockton, Scoop, man, listen. We talk about athletic ability and all these type things. When the Lakers played Kobe at point, John Stockton took Kobe to school. Hey, what's good, AD? AD, host of Old School Knicks. What's good? What's good there, young fella? Hey, Q Falcone, Jimmy Butler wasn't the shooting guard because they got traded for each other, remember? Zach LaVine traded to Chicago for Jimmy Butler. Zach LaVine and Lauri Markkanen were traded for Jimmy Butler. Zach LaVine, Chris Dunn, and Lauri Markkanen for Jimmy Butler, I think. So Jay Boogie says Bradley can average 23 points a game on any team in the league. That is too low for that man. Wow. He can average, in my opinion, he can average 27, 28 on any team. But he is not a winner, bro. He is not, and he's not going to play defense.
So I think he's in the right group with C.J. McCollum, Bradley Beal, and Zach LaVine. I think they're because CJ McCollum is not a winner. Him and Dame have done nothing. Bradley Bill's in the same boat. Both of those guys are the same type player, I guess, because they both played with dynamic point guards. They were the second guy in that lineup, and it never produced a sustainable winner. Like
Right. I think Chuck is having an issue. I have a caveat to this list, and I'll speak to that caveat once we get to once we get to the next slide. I'll speak to the caveat. But in terms of who is better out of these three, I think we could probably move Fred VanVleet back after reviewing the numbers one more time. But I'm really impressed by what Fred VanVleet does to a winning organization. Hey, so Q Falcone, that's exactly what my caveat is. And since you brought it up in the chat, so I didn't know where to put Klay Thompson coming off of a torn Achilles. I didn't know where to put Klay. You know what I'm saying? A torn Achilles and a torn ACL. I didn't know where to put him. Right? So instead of adding him to the list, I omitted him. Right? Because I thought it would have been too disrespectful for me to put Klay Thompson in the 20s and too disrespectful to put him in the top 10. Right? So instead of including him right now, I omitted Klay. And if you don't believe me, I have a Photoshop of him that I stored because I was going to put him on the initial slide, and then I was like, well, where do you put him? Where do you rank Klay? Is he in the top 30 right now? You know, and I know that sounds mad disrespectful to Klay Thompson, but it's not. It's unfortunate where his career has gone over the last 3 seasons because of injuries. Do I list Klay like how disrespectful to the Knicks would it be if I listed Klay Thompson over RJ Barrett? People will say, well, Klay Thompson's career and blah, 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 but we're not talking about resumes. We're talking about this very moment. Right? We're talking about at this very moment, is Klay Thompson going to step back in the game and be a top 10 shooting guard in the NBA? Right now. I don't know. You know, if he proves me wrong, I'm fine with adding him to the list. Right? But right now, I just don't know. You know what I mean? A torn Achilles is one thing for a big, but a torn Achilles for a guard? Have y'all seen what John Wall has looked like coming back off a torn ACL and torn Achilles? I just don't know. I just don't know. So Chuck, what do you have you? So John Wall has the same injuries on the same leg, right, as Klay Thompson,
right?
Torn Achilles and torn ACL, right? Is John Wall a top 10 point guard in the NBA still?
Yes, because he kind of looked the part in the beginning. Well, no, let me take. He was getting numbers in the beginning. I don't know how. I can't remember how efficient those numbers were, but it did look good as a stat line. You know, seeing 20 points or 22 points and that kind of thing. I think Klay Thompson has a better opportunity to be a top 10 shooting guard coming off of this injury because he doesn't rely on athleticism and explosion
Right.
like John Wall.
Right.
Like, as much as people were, saying how Russell Westbrook is the fastest guard in the league, I don't know. When John Wall was pre-injury, I think he gave Russell Westbrook a run from his money as far as end-to-end speed.
Right.
And so I don't think John has that anymore. And then that kind of hurt his game because he was never a shooter really.
Yep.
And so now you might not have the athleticism to blow by and get by people like you used to. So you have to rely on, creating enough separation to get a shot off.
Right.
And again, he's not a shooter.
Right.
So and that's where Klay has the advantage, and I think that advantage puts him into top 10 when he comes back.
I think so. I think it's more. I think it's less of what you said, and I'm respectfully disagreeing with you. Right?
Yes.
Like I'm not coming. I'm not coming for the smoke. You know what I'm saying? I'm not bringing the smoke. I respectfully disagree. I think Klay is less dependent on the skills he had previously and more dependent on the offensive system that the Golden State Warriors run. Right? Because one could say if RJ Barrett, Zach LaVine, Bradley Beal was on the court with Steph Curry, that they would get more open shots also. You know what I'm saying? The defense would be less focused on Bradley Beal if Steph Curry was on the court or in the same backcourt with Bradley Beal.
That's fair to say.
If RJ Barrett and Steph Curry were a backcourt, one could say that RJ Barrett would get more open looks because the gravity of the defense would gravitate towards Steph Curry more than it would, say, with the current point guard of Kemba Walker.
I'll say this: we both can be right in this situation.
Yeah,
we both can be right in this situation, and I do agree with you. If you put those guys next, and that just goes to show how great of a player that Steph is.
right?
That he commands a double team, and that off guard is not the guy you want to leave open under any circumstances.
Right.
Because he is going to knock it down. But I will. The only.
Let me ask you this because I think you have two narratives going at the same time and both are good, right?
Okay.
So the thing with Klay is good and the thing with John Wall is good. So what I want to do is because I asked you if John Wall was a top 10 point guard, you said yes, right? And I think you might want to back off it some. I don't know because I heard some sighs, some moans in there. But let me ask you this. And we'll compromise. I'm gonna name 7 point guards, 7 NBA point, not 10. I'm gonna name 7 NBA point guards, and you tell me if they are better than John Wall. Is that fair?
Let's do it.
If I name 7, that are better than John Wall, then we can have the discussion that John Wall is not top 10, right? But if I can't name 7, then you're absolutely right.
Okay.
All right. De'Aaron Fox.
Yes.
Okay. LaMelo Ball.
No.
Okay. LaMelo Ball is not better than John Wall right now.
LaMelo Ball. They sit LaMelo Ball in the fourth quarter.
Okay. All right. All right. And so I'm not hunting for him now. I'm just going to name some guys. So this is random, okay? Steph Curry.
Yeah, Steph. Yeah, definitely.
Steph is better. Okay. Chris Paul.
Yes.
Okay. Kemba Walker. Right.
Wow.
We're being
Yeah.
honest to the conversation, bro. We just being honest to the conversation. Either he is
Here's
or he is not.
here's what I'm gonna say. They're about even. Because
Oh,
whoa. Here's why. There's a caveat.
Okay.
Let me get it off. There's a caveat.
Okay.
Because they're both coming off of injuries. Their numbers were solid for what they had to do this year.
Right.
I can't take into account anything that happened in the past because that is not what's going on right now.
Right. That's what we want to go by.
And
I'm talking about right this moment. Right now, is Kemba Walker right now better than John Wall?
Yes.
Okay. Kemba Walker right now is better than John Wall.
Right now, yes.
Okay. All right. Trae Young. Is Trae Young better than John Wall?
Yes.
I'm trying to.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. Because I saw you kind of grimace a little bit, and I was like, "Uh-oh."
No. I wanna entertain this John Wall as top 10 point guard thing, but everybody that's coming to my mind, and my mind is better. Like I feel like LaMelo is better than John Wall.
I think LaMelo will be better. I give him a pass because he's a rookie. I'm giving him a pass.
Duly noted. Right. I'm with you. I'm with you on it. Okay. So we mentioned Chris Paul, Steph Curry, LaMelo Ball, Trae Young, Kemba Walker, right?
Right.
All right. So here's one that may be interesting. John Morant. Is John Morant better than John Wall?
I think John Morant is John Wall.
Wow. Okay.
Because John Wall can't shoot. No, nor can my guy, my something South Carolinian. He can't shoot either. Right. He's very athletic.
Fast.
He's fast. He gets his guys the ball. That was one thing that I don't think John got enough credit for his early days in Washington was being a facilitator. I think at this, I'm trying not to take whole career into consideration.
Yeah, we're talking about right now.
Right now at this moment.
At this moment, who would you take, John Morant or John Wall right now?
It's John Morant, man. Like you can't. He's younger.
Oh, so okay. So is the age? So what if they were the same age?
Same age. They both. I would still go Ja because John would be coming off of a knee and a leg injury.
Okay, all right. Duly noted. I'm with you. I want to think of another point. Malcolm Brogdon. Is John Wall better than Malcolm Brogdon?
Oh man! All right, I'm taking John Wall as my starting point guard over Malcolm Brogdon, and I know a lot of Knicks fans wanted Malcolm Brogdon as their starting point guard. because of the defensive hustle that he gives and the effort
and the toughness.
And the toughness. But if we're talking prime, John Wall is not a discussion.
We talking about today now. We're
talking about today.
Today, yeah.
I'm trying to win, so I'm taking Malcolm Brogdon. John hasn't won. John hasn't won, and he's coming off a major injury. No.
All right. So Drew Holiday, is Drew Holiday a better point guard than John Wall?
At this moment, Uncle, why are you doing this?
Because here's the thing. I in my mind, I feel like John Wall is washed up, right? But I could be swayed, and the chat could be swayed also with a good argument, right? And so I'm asking you the questions because I felt like when you started talking me through it, I felt like you can pull me to the other side, or at least to the middle,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
I think based off of the performances of this past season, you have to give the nod to Drew Holiday for what he did with the Milwaukee Bucks. I know Giannis had the 50-point game at the closeout, but it was definitely Drew Holiday.
So let me say this because your commentary is very thoughtful and it's intriguing, man. It's got me, going from what I thought was the obvious, but it's pulling me towards the middle, right? Because I have about 5 point guards where I know John Wall is not better than, right? So I know he's not better than Luka. I didn't even mention Luka, right? I know that he's not better than Dame Lillard, right?
Right.
It shouldn't even be up for conversation, right? I know he's not better than Steph Curry. I know he's not better than Chris Paul, right? That's 4 point guards just off the rip that we know that he's not better than those guys, right? But then after that, you get the guys like today. Who would you prefer, John Wall or Ben Simmons? John Wall or LaMelo Ball? John Wall or Trae Young? You feel me? John Wall. Would you prefer John Wall or the kid from Sacramento?
Fox.
Yeah, De'Aaron Fox. Yeah, because if you go down that road and you pick the younger, then John Wall is not a top 10 point guard today.
All right. So
but if you say, if you were to tell me that John Wall is not top 10, but he is also not top 30, he's between 11 and 19. I think you could. I think I would get on board with you. Like he's not. So John Wall is not top 30. He's not top 10, but maybe he's top 20.
Right. He could be outside of the top 10.
But definitely inside the top 20.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right.
Definitely.
All right. Because once you get to top 30, you start to ask yourself, is John Wall better than Derrick Rose? You know what I'm saying? Is John Wall better than DeJounte Murray? You know what I mean? Is John Wall better than Cade Cunningham? So, but with that said, I think we met at a nice compromise, right? For that. But let me ask you this, because I left Clay off this list intentionally. He was actually one of the first people I photoshopped, right, to put on the thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the first people. I have a picture of Klay Thompson pointing towards the crowd, and what I was gonna do is use that image and have him pointing to the number 1 that's on the thumbnail. That was my idea. I was at work. I was like, yo, I'm gonna get Klay Thompson pointed. But then the more I thought about it, You know, I thought, is Klay Thompson really a top 30 shooting guard this very moment? At this second, is Klay Thompson a top 30 point? Shooting guard, right? And then I was like, yeah, man, Klay Thompson, man, the Splash Brothers. And then but it's not about the Splash Brothers. It's about 2021. And I want to ask the chat. Chat, you know what? I'll tell you what I'll do. I just learned how to do something today, y'all. I just learned how to do something today, and I'm gonna see if I can do it. Yeah. Where is it? Create a poll. I'm gonna put 2 polls in the chat. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna put 2 polls in the chat. Is John Wall a top? Let's say 15 to make it fit. Oh, you know what? Let's draw a line in the sand. Top 10 point guard today. And the answers are yes and no. And you'll see the poll, and you should see the poll in the chat at some point. There it is. All right. So the poll is pinned to the chat. Can y'all see that? And so Sherwin M says, give me a choice between Klay Thompson and Bill and Levine. I'm taking Thompson. But let us get to that conversation. We're going to get to that. I just wanted to. Hey, Jay Singh is in the building. What's good, y'all? DSJ, what's good? So Chuck, you ready to have this conversation about Klay Thompson?
Let's get it.
Okay. So let's start at home. Is Klay Thompson today better than RJ Barrett?
Yes.
Wow. Dog, you ain't even gonna think about it, man. You sure you don't want to?
Klay Thompson, even with the injury, is better than just about anybody that you can name right this minute outside of his own teammate and Kevin Durant. Guys like that, James Harden. Outside of those guys, like you taking like Klay Thompson. You remember how at the end of the season, people were like, "Yo, even though Kevin Durant has a torn Achilles, you still give him the max."
Right. Yeah.
Klay Thompson has what is it? ACL and
Achilles.
And Achilles
on the same leg. He was rehabbing from the ACL, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, he tore the ACL in the finals. Yeah,
right.
and then tore his Achilles rehabbing. Right before the season started last year, he tore his Achilles.
You still take him, and you still give him the bag. There aren't many players that you make that kind of concession for. Klay Thompson is absolutely one of those guys. So you're going to throw out some names, and there's going to be a lot of names. And I'm going to be like, yep, I take Klay Thompson.
Wow. Bro, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't have to do that exercise then. We don't have to do that. How?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Is okay. So is Klay Thompson better than CJ McCollum?
Klay Thompson sitting on a bucket is better than CJ McCollum.
Wow. Are you serious?
CJ McCollum might as well put on a red and white striped hat with a red and white striped shirt and start saying, "Where's CJ? Do you see him? Can you find him?" That's how he was in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Another guy on a team with another dynamic player,
Right.
and it doesn't translate to winning.
Right.
That's why I say CJ McCollum, Bradley Beal are kind of in this, like they're the same player, just on a different coast.
CJ McCollum, Bradley Beal, same player, just on different. Okay, I can dig what you're saying. I can dig that. Right. Hey, let me shout out my guy. Yo, Beans Douglas is in the building. What's good, Beans? Hey, when y'all see my man Beans Douglas show up in the chat, man, y'all shout my man out. He used to come on the Knicks Morning Drive a few months ago, and I guess he got busy or you know what I'm saying, you know, had some things going on. But y'all shout out my man Beans Douglas. Beans, it's good to see you back in the chat, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. I liked him from day one. Soon as I heard him talk, I was like, yo, that's my man. You know what I'm saying? So Beans came on. He was so aggressive, right? And he was looking at me in the camera, and I'm looking back, and he was like, "Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes I get carried." I was like, "Yo, that's my man. You're right there, right there." You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Beans, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure whenever y'all see Beans in here or on social media, y'all shout out my man Beans Douglas. Hey Beans, I hope you're doing good, bro. So okay. So I'm gonna get back to the challenge, right? So we said CJ McCollum. You said yes, Clay is better than CJ McCollum, right? How about
Let me ask you this, you
good?
put a healthy Klay Thompson on Portland Trailblazers, do they win?
Yes. Yep. And not for the reason why you think they should win either.
Okay, break it down for me.
Klay Thompson is a 6'7" guard that defends ones, twos, threes, and some small ball fours, right? Right?
Exactly.
Ones, twos, threes, and some small fours, right?
Right.
And he's gonna give you the same scoring as CJ McCollum. Right?
Right.
He's gonna give you the same and have the basketball less.
Yes.
And have the basketball in his hands less. You know what I'm saying? Than CJ McCollum. Because CJ McCollum is ball dominant. When Damian Lillard is cooking, CJ McCollum has disappeared. Because in their offense, only one person can cook at a time. But if you put Dame and Klay Thompson together, bro, if Klay Thompson comes back with at least 85% of his athletic ability, I'd still take him over CJ McCollum. And now think about that. I mean, I'm saying that's lost 15% of your athleticism. And he was already not a great athlete.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? But he's a very smart defender and a very hard-working defender and a very tough defender, right? Whereas CJ is a ball-dominant guard. So here's one. Is Klay Thompson better than Devin Booker?
All right. I'm going to really marinate on this one because I'm a big D Booker fan. I would take Klay. And it's my reasoning for taking Clay kind of defeats what I said earlier. I would be taking him off of past performances.
No, man, we talking about today. I knew you was gonna go there. We talking about today, bro. Today is Klay Thompson today better than Devin Booker? I knew you were gonna go there because I think you love Klay and I think you love Devin Booker too, and this would be like the nice sidestep if we allowed it to happen.
Yes, I'm trying to sidestep. I'm trying not to give you a direct answer on that because I am conflicted. But the only reason I would take Devin Booker right now is because Devin Booker is not coming off of an injury. That's the only reason, because of everything that you just said about Klay Thompson is the reason you take him. He doesn't need the ball to be effective.
And he's a big, strong guard that can guard ones, twos, threes, and some fourths. Now, I'm not saying throw Klay on Julius Randle or Giannis. Let's not be ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But can Klay guard in a three guard? Would he guard OG Anunoby, who's a small forward, power forward, a combo forward? I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. Can you see Klay maybe guard Tobias Harris? I can see that in limited minutes. You know what I'm saying? I could see that. Would you see Klay? Can you see Klay guard what's the kid name in Charlotte? The Bridges kid.
Miles.
Yeah. Can Klay guard some Miles Bridges? I can see that. Is he guarding Zion? No, hell no. Right? No, that's not what we're talking about. We talking about for instance, can Klay guard the light-skinned kid in Phoenix? What's his name? Cam Johnson?
Yeah,
yes.
Of course.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Could you see Klay guard Kyle Kuzma in limited minutes? Yes. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I feel you with the defensive flexibility and the ability to hard nose the toughness, the defensive IQ to guard multiple positions. Now, is he gonna can Klay go by some? Now, do you want to see Klay Thompson guard De'Aaron Fox all night? No. You don't want to see that.
No, that's not going to be good on him. No.
Right. You don't want to see that. But yeah, so and now I see why you going to bat for Klay so much. But I'm thinking as of today.
No, as of today, you got to go Devin Booker. Like that's not even
right.
If you're a fringe all-star, you're not going to get the nod over Klay Thompson, because I think he has more in the tank with less that we've seen in the last 2 years than some of these guys. So let's keep it going, because I'm definitely getting on some people's nerves in the chat.
and so Charles, I'm gonna put up what CT3 asked me. He says, Freezie, how are you gonna ask if Klay Thompson is better than Devin Booker when we haven't seen Klay play one game coming off injuries? Bro, this is what y'all gotta listen. I said, Chuck, am I lying when I said I left him off the list completely because of this, right?
Exactly.
I said that. But Chuck said Klay Thompson is still a top 10 shooting guard even today. It's the reason why we're having this discussion. I'm not just throwing these topics out. The conversation has a root and it's grown. Our dialogue, the more we exchange questions and answers, the greater the dialogue gets. So it turns from one thing into another. It started out with me saying I have a caveat, right? And I was going to mention it after we named the number one shooting guard. And basically it was I left Klay Thompson off the list because he was injured. And I didn't feel like it was fair ranking him in the 20s, not knowing what kind of player he is. But because of before injuries, he was at least top 7 in my mind. Right? That's the reason why we got to this point, because John Wall had the same injuries to the same leg. Achilles, and ACL. Right? But we'll move on. We'll move on. Right? I got some more names I want to throw at you. Is Klay Thompson better than Jimmy Butler? Or is Jimmy Butler's a small forward now, right? Okay. So we won't say Jimmy Butler. Is Klay Thompson better than Anthony Edwards?
Yep.
Wow.
Here's why I'm saying what I'm saying. And no one was having this conversation about Kevin Durant after his Achilles tear. He was still ranked in the top 5 of all NBA players. Top 3 or 2, depending on who you ask. And it's like, yo, this dude tore his Achilles. He's going to have to sit out a year.
Right.
And the consensus was he's going to come back from this. And if he's 85% of what he is, I'm taking Kevin Durant all day, every day. Granted, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, not the same players. Kevin Durant is not even arguably, he's absolutely the better basketball player.
But Klay Thompson has a historic all-time skill.
Yes.
Klay Thompson might be the greatest shooter the NBA has ever seen. Might be. If you go by numbers now, I'll pull up his 3-point percentage right now. So before people get all crazy, like, oh my God, what are you talking about? You know how people overreact. So let me pull up the numbers, right? So all right. So over 615 games, right? Over 615 games, this dude is shooting 42% from 3. Right? Klay Thompson has never had a season where he shot under 40% from 3. Ever. Klay Thompson has never had an NBA season where he shot less than 40% from 3. So out the gate, the dude was one of the best 3-point shooters in the league.
Yes.
And on high attempts, the dude for his career averages 7 3-pointers a game. 7 3-pointers a game.
Some people get only 7 shots.
Right. And the dude is shooting 40% from 3 on 7 attempts a game. Right? And so let me see. There's one. Okay. So here's the thing that's going to get Klay Thompson in the Hall of Fame. Right? Here's the thing that's going to get Klay Thompson in the Hall of Fame. His win shares is 46.8. That's ridiculous. That's 46.8. So win shares, dudes in the season with 2, 2.5. You good? You might be 3. Klay Thompson over 8 seasons is at 46.8. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
It is. So in layman's terms, there's with him on the floor, there's almost a 50% chance that you're going to win.
Pretty much when Klay Thompson is on the floor, and think about win shares like this. Think about the average shooting guard, right? Think about the average shooting guard, right? So in games, in attempts, right? Klay Thompson is going to dominate the average shooting guard every time he plays them. Right? Every time he plays them. Say the average shooting guard averages 18 points a game, blah, blah, blah. Klay Thompson is going to dominate that dude on offense and defense every game. He's going to win shares and defensive win shares using those metrics. Right? So I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from by no matter who I name, you're going to say Klay Thompson, right? I understand where you're coming from by that. My trepidation is we hadn't seen Klay in 2 years. And it's not fair to put him on this thing. I'm not saying he's outside the top 30. I'm just saying that I just don't want to have his name up here. I just don't think it's fair to have his name up here, bro. Because we hadn't seen him. G-Man is in the building. What's good? So Chuck is backstage. He got disconnected. I think something's going on with his connection. So Chuck will be back. Right? I want to get to these top 5 shooting guards, right? I want to get to these top 5 shooting guards. But first, I want to check out the poll. Right? So right now, the poll is with 24 votes. Is John Wall a top 10 point guard? Leading the way is no with 75%. Right? No with 75%. All right, let's look at the top 5. Let's look at the top 5 so that we can move on. All right, right here you see my top 5 shooting guards in the NBA. And I know White Falcon is loving this right now. White Falcon is giddy right now. Right? Because I have the exact order that White Falcon likes. The number 1 shooting guard in the NBA as of today is James Harden. Number 2 is Devin Booker. Number 3 is Paul George. Number 4 is Donovan Mitchell. And number 5 is Jaylen Brown. And I knew what y'all were going to say, right? I knew what y'all were gonna say. When I said James Harden is the number 1 shooting guard in the NBA, people were gonna say, "Man, James Harden is not a shooting guard." And I knew y'all were gonna say, "Paul George is not a shooting guard." Jaylen Brown's not a shooting guard. Hey man, based on NBA.com, the NBA's official website, these dudes are listed as shooting guards. And that's that.
These are shooting guards that play out of position, like when Spreewell was here. Like he was really a shooting guard playing small forward or playing a position of need. My bad. For some reason, everybody want to call me today and interrupt me.
It happens, bro.
This list, I'm not upset.
I was tempted to do Jaylen Brown over Donovan Mitchell, but again, I just cut the grass, and I don't want a angry mob out there with torches. You know what I'm saying?
I would take Spider Mitchell over Jaylen Brown, and I know Jaylen Brown probably brings the better defense. He's maybe the bigger player. Maybe. I think he's the bigger player.
Yeah, he is.
Spider Mitchell just got that thing that gets the blood going, like superstar.
He overrated, bro.
Well, maybe. Okay. Why is he overrated?
Because we like to see smaller guys dominate bigger guys.
Yes.
That's just what it is. It's the reason why people love Allen Iverson, bro. To this day, dudes argue with me about Kobe Bryant versus AI. I'm like, who's the better shooting guard, AI or Kobe? Bro, Allen Iverson changed the game. People weren't wearing braids. Bro, this is not about braids, bro. But he changed the way dudes was dressing coming to the game. He didn't wear suits to the game. Bro, this is not about wearing suits to the game, bro. It's not.
Right.
It's not. This is about scoring, wins, and championships. Right? Man,
Right.
He crossed up Mike, bro.
Mike had 35
and won the game. Right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. What are we talking about? It's like something we like to see little guys dominate big guys. It's the reason why I asked the dude, who would you prefer in a prime, Derrick Rose or Kobe Bryant? And the dude said Derrick Rose. And I'm like, Derrick Rose? He was like, Derrick Rose was the youngest MVP. Yeah, I get that. I get that. And they hit me with, if it wasn't for injuries, man, Derrick Rose, it wouldn't even be a conversation. And I get that part too. If Derrick Rose wouldn't have had those catastrophic leg injuries, right? If he wouldn't have had those catastrophic leg injuries, maybe the conversation is different. Derrick Rose versus Kobe Bryant, maybe, right? But what I'm saying right now is that you can't go by that, man. You have to go by what's out there. But people love little guys more than they love big guys. It's just what it is. You know, I mean, I looked at, for instance, I looked at R.J. Barrett's numbers compared to Donovan Mitchell their first 2 seasons, and R.J. Barrett's numbers across the board are better. The only thing is Donovan Mitchell took more shots. But when you explain it to people, you know what people say? Oh, you're just a homer for R.J. Barrett. R.J. Barrett can't do no wrong. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. I understand because I have family members that love to poke me about the Knicks. Just had someone text me the other day. So I guess y'all winning the championship now. Got Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I understand that RJ doesn't jump off the screen with tremendous athleticism or has this one unstoppable move that he goes to. But the kid is becoming a complete basketball player. Right. All of the things that you want from your young guys, he's doing them, and he's doing them at a consistent clip. RJ, again, 14 points per game his first year, 18 points per game last year. All of the things that he was being criticized for the offseason, he worked on them. So I don't understand when you say these things about this guy, it has to be a homer thing. Yeah, he doesn't do what these other guys do. But that ain't getting them. That's not getting them wins. Are these guys in the Eastern Conference Finals?
No. Right. So let me ask you this. Do you have a problem with James Harden being ranked the number 1 shooting guard in the NBA?
Nope.
Despite his terrible defense.
We're talking about shooting guards. A shooting guard is to shoot. See, when you start adding in all of these other things, it may move certain people out of the positions that they're in.
Right.
James Harden is a shooting guard. Right. He played point guard because that's what the coach wanted him to do in Houston, and they feel like he's still the shooting guard. Right. He just handles the ball more. No
Right.
different than is Julius Randle a point guard?
No.
He just handles the ball more.
Right.
Right. So James Harden is still one of the most unstoppable forces at the shooting guard position.
Right.
He's hard to guard. He's a 3-level scorer, and when he's focused, he is dangerous.
When he's in shape,
Oh,
bro. When he in
dangerous.
shape, yeah. And then the thing too, where James Harden separates himself is that 6'5", 220 is strong, bro.
Yep.
He is strong. Like people talk about his handle. Like his handle is elite for a guy 220 pounds, right?
Yes.
But bro, you can't run up on him, like try to foul him. He is strong, bro. He like I saw built like bull. I saw that some stupid movie. Dude said built like bull. That's James Harden, bro. You can't just go up on because he's too quick and he's not fast, but he's quick. He's quick and shifty. And when he gets in that Euro bag, bro, you can't stop him.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And so I don't have a problem with James Harden being number one. I do have a problem, however, with Devin Booker ranked number 2. The more I look at it, the more I feel like we should slide Devin Booker down. And the reason why I say we should slide Devin Booker down is because in the NBA Finals, Devin Booker had 0 assists in the fourth quarter. So out of all the fourth quarters that he played, all 6 of them, all 6 fourth quarters, the dude had 0 assists.
Devin Booker is
Young.
a great scorer.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes as fans we confuse that as being a great shooter.
Right.
Like Devin Booker, in my opinion, is Jamal Murray without the handle.
Right.
Because they're essentially the same. Like they're excellent scorers.
Right.
They're 3-level. They're 3-level scorers. This is why when we had the conversation about Klay Thompson earlier, him or Klay Thompson, I was hesitant because if I'm building my team, as great as a scorer as Devin Booker is, I would go Klay Thompson because of what he can do defensively.
Yeah. Because on the defensive end, you could put Klay on Chris Middleton.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Does
that series look different if you can stop or not stop Chris Middleton? But in what game was that? Game 3? Was it game 3 where Chris Middleton went off?
I think it was game 3 or game 2. Where
it was the first game in Milwaukee.
All right. Yes. So that's game 3.
Okay. All right. When Chris Middleton got hot, I think he scored like 29 points or something. Him and Drew Holiday carried the team.
Yes.
Right. And so Alawai says James Harden is not the best shooting guard in the NBA.
Okay.
I disagree. But I could see the list being Harden, Donovan Mitchell, Paul George, Jaylen Brown, Devin Booker.
If he's not who are you guys putting at number 1?
James Harden.
I know that's what I'm doing. I'm talking to the chat. Like, what are y'all like? Who are y'all putting up there? Who's the number 1?
It's not even a discussion because it's not. It shouldn't even be a discussion because the dude is a 2-time MVP in his prime, right? Mm-hmm. The dude shows you can get a bucket anytime he want. Scoring champ. You can't stop him. Right? Has Devin Booker ever led the league in scoring? No. Paul George? No. Donovan Mitchell? No.
No.
Jaylen Brown? No.
No.
Harden has done it a couple of times and won the league MVP for it.
Yep. Where's Zach? Where's Levine? Not on this list. He was on in another grouping. Sock.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So
you might not be a fan of his game. For the people that saying that he shouldn't be, number one, you might not be a fan of his game or like how he plays. But to say he's not the most effective guy when Brooklyn was in talks of trading him, come on, yo, that's cheating, man. Because who do you guard or try to double team out of him and Kevin Durant?
Bro, that's gonna be sick when they get together, bro. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be sick, man. And the weird thing about it is teams are gonna struggle so much with a healthy Kyrie, a healthy Beard, and a healthy Durant that they probably gonna get a lot of illegal defenses called in their favor because you can't guard them one-on-one and you can't not get into some exotic defense, some exotic zone, right?
Right.
So do you have a problem with Paul George being ranked top 3?
No, not right now. Not after his recent playoff appearance.
Okay.
I know people thought they should have won, but that was an uphill fight. Paul George has always been a two-way player. Paul George is still a guy. He's still the guy that you can say, go get this guy.
Right.
Go lock this guy up.
Right.
From 1 through 4.
Yep. And score me 20.
Yep. So Paul George absolutely should be on this list.
Right.
I don't think you got anything. I don't think you got anything wrong. I think this is the top 5. Granted, people may like other people, but I think this is a legit top 5 right now. Right now. As the season starts, maybe Jaylen Brown drops to 6 because Clay is going to slide in there at some point.
Oh, here you go. Here you throwing gasoline on the fire, but I like it though.
But Clay's
not coming back till Clay's not coming back till after Christmas.
Does that matter? What you can't compare. Everyone deals with injuries and things differently.
Right.
But we like to use certain instances as a platform to build on our argument. Kevin Durant, they were saying the same thing. Oh, well, he's not going to come back until later on in the year. How's he going to? This dude dropped 33.
Right.
without even sweating.
Right.
Without even sweating.
And he didn't start, remember?
No,
he came off the bench.
Off the bench.
He came off the bench and scored 28. No, he finished with 33 now. You're right. But remember, he scored 28 in like 11 minutes.
Lighten it up.
Yes.
And I'm this guy's Kevin Durant is he has length, pause. He was never like a freak athlete per se.
Right.
He was very finesse. So
it's smooth,
right.
Smooth, man.
So
smooth like buttermilk.
Like the Iceman.
Yep.
So Klay Thompson's game was the same way. It was never predicated on athleticism, being explosive, using my screens, coming off my screens, getting to my spots, and knocking down the shots that I'm supposed to knock down. How is it we can say, oh, well, Kevin Durant, if he's 85%, he's still one of the top 5 guys in the league, but Klay Thompson isn't?
Right.
That can't apply to him as well.
Right.
Yo, man, the Knicks love Bradley Beal. They're really, really bigging him up in the chat. I don't see it.
Danny Landis is in the building. What's good, Danny Landis? So Chuck, so tomorrow, I'm gonna pull this down. I'm gonna pull this down, man, because but tomorrow on the Knicks Morning Drive, we are gonna rank the top 30 power forwards in today's NBA.
Ooh.
Right?
Oh, good. I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna do my homework. I'm coming with my A game in the morning.
Okay. So chat, we are gonna do the top 30 power forwards in the NBA. And we're gonna progress down this road until right before training camp begins next week. Right before the 28th. The training camp starts on the 28th, right?
Yep.
All right. So right before the 28th, we'll wrap up this series with the top 50 players in the NBA. Right. So we're going to do power forwards and we're going to do centers, point guards, and small forwards in some order. And then right before we do top 50 players, we're going to do top 30 young players. Right. And young players means first year and second year players. Right. And then we'll do top 50 players in general in the NBA. Right. So we want to do something like this so that we can engage the chat and so that we can keep stuff going. But Chuck, look, man, I got to get out of here and get some sleep, bro.
Yes, sir.
And so this was very fun. I wish Soulfinger would have jumped in, man, and hung out with us, man. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta, it is what it is. Hey, Soulfinger, you don't be afraid to jump back in, bro. I smashed Soulfinger in that debate and he ain't even came back. Don't do that to me, Soulfinger. So hey, let me. I want to brag just a little bit about the debate. First of all, hey, if y'all watching and y'all hadn't smashed the like button, man, y'all smash that like button, right? And if you hadn't been able to check out the community tab, man, y'all check out the community tab. It's a bunch of fun stuff in there. Some polls, some videos, things like that. Go in there and check that stuff out. What else we got? Oh, Knicks versus is there too. So y'all check that stuff out. Tomorrow we're gonna do power forwards. Make sure y'all bring your A game. Bring your A game, everybody. I'm talking to you. Y'all bring your A game. Bring your A game tomorrow because it's gonna be crazy. You know what I'm saying? The top 30 power forwards in today's NBA. Right? Hey, Soulfinger says, we got jokes today. I see you. Nah, bro. You know we bugging out, man. It's all in fun. It's all in fun, bro. We just, you know what I'm saying, we just mess around. So, but we'll do power forwards tomorrow. Check out Knicks versus tonight. The pod couple at 6:30. Make sure y'all check out the pod couple at 6:30, bro. It's gonna be hilarious, right? And I think we may have some breaking news for everybody. Hey Chuck, yeah. Hey, just hang around for a split second after I end the live stream. I gotta ask you a question.
No problem.
All right. Hey, everybody, thank y'all for coming through and watching. Peace out to everybody. We'll holler at y'all later. Peace.
Peace.